And we are back for the Patchnotes discussion. My co-streamer will be online momentarily, so we're gonna wait for her to join us here.
Well, hello and welcome to week 212. We are here for a Friday night update and we are here with Cornet. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fine, thanks. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Absolutely exhausted, but I'm good and I'm here and I'm ready to get for the patch notes. And we've got bees this week. Yay!
Oh yeah.
Yay, yay, yay. Looking forward to it so much. Just give me a second. I've got a couple of tabs to shut down. There we go. Right, we are here for week 112. Bees, beehives, beeswax, honey, and recipes. Bees and beekeeping have been added to Icarus with their own process for raising and automating an apicultural system. I like the sound of the automation there. What about you?
Uh, Automation to an extent, yes.
Yeah, not would they? Yeah, let's get into the patch notes. So, kick us off if you would, please.
Alrighty, so we are here at week 112. This week is a larger update as we bring you the brand new apicultural system where you can become a beekeeper in Icarus. Fit with wild bees, beehives, a bespoke beekeeping system and even bee breeding, you can start producing honey, beeswax and multiple new recipes right away. Uh,
Nice.
as a side note, we are committed to weekly updates in Icarus and to always be providing new content, fixes and optimizations from week to week. Now, these updates can vary in size, as things like team availability and task size can range from ones that take half a day to several weeks or even months. One thing we will try to do is be conscious of this, and after a period such as the New Year holiday, where we kept things light and safe, we will give you something we've been working on for a while: the bees. Now, Rocketworks isn't as big as some other studios, but they are proud of the commitment to the games and want to continue to make updates and provide something that players as well as ourselves want to play. Now, something special did happen over the break for us. Despite a rocky launch 2 years ago, we have managed through continual updates and improvements to reach an all-time Steam review score of mostly positive, over 70%. This is amazing, and it means a lot to us all here, as this needle gets very hard to move over time. The more reviews, the harder it gets to change the overall score.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you to everyone who have been playing the game, providing feedback and leaving reviews. Now, a lot of effort from the entire team goes into making these patches, whether it be designing a system, making the assets, implementing functionality, finding and fixing bugs, optimizing, balancing the features, testing the game, preparing the blogs and organizing the patches so they are ready ahead of time so we don't scramble from week to week. This is not the only big update we've got planned though, as in upcoming weeks we will focus on optimization and the batteries and resource network update, which we want to get into your hands as soon as possible. So yeah, the last couple of weeks during the holidays in the New Year's period, we had the very small updates indeed, like a new rug here, a new shield there, And now we are back to the big updates like the bees.
Yeah, we had a new mount in there too.
Yeah, Tusker.
Yep.
Right. Um, yeah, about the whole bees and stuff, it will be further on in the patch notes. So let's first do
Yeah.
the notable improvements.
Alrighty.
We've reduced the cost of glass building pieces. Most pieces now use 2 iron ingots instead of 6 and 6 epoxy instead of 12. This allows easier access to glass. So glass pieces became cheaper.
Yeah, they
Uh,
were kind of expensive when you think about it.
eh, Expensive to an extent. You still need the same amount of glass, but you need less iron and less epoxy. And especially epoxy,
Yeah,
if you don't have miasmic X, epoxy can be a pain to make.
yeah.
So yeah,
Well, the other thing is that, when you consider the uh the upside down pyramid in my outpost, which is pretty much entirely made of glass,
uh,
that was an expensive bloody build.
yes, and it still will be in the glass department. But the amount of epoxy and iron needed has gone down through.
Yeah. I mean the the cost, you still need the same amount of glass, but the resources needed for it then become much less.
So you need still the same amount of silica, but you need less epoxy and less iron. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
So the next one, ice ore deposits no longer spawn in each time when loading a prospect, creating duplicates and causing unintended performance issues. This was caused by the multiple instances of each prospect being loaded and therefore save files being larger than they needed to be. Uh, I know of a person who actually looked into this proper, as in kept track of the amount of ores in deep veins, but also the ice ore deposits. And
hmm
every time you loaded in a prospect, it basically put a new ice ore deposit on top of the old one.
mm,
So each time you load the prospect, the save file becomes larger. There will be more objects, ice ore deposits, so slowing down in the Arctic quite a lot. And yeah, the save file itself became bigger as well.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So this now has been fixed, which is good.
Yeah.
Operations accessible through the contact device now show their operation information, play the briefing dialogue, and have a confirmation. So you can see the information on operation before launching. This slipped in last week, by the way. So you know when you want to start a mission from the space station, you have Sol talking about the mission and stuff. You did not
Yeah.
have this on the contact device. Now it is.
Good.
Yeah. Also, starting an operation, you click it and it immediately started it. And didn't ask like, hey, do you want to start this? Yes or no? No, it just straight away started it. So this should now
Mm,
be fixed as well.
good. Good, good.
Wine bottles and beer bottles have now been combined into one item, glass bottles. These glass bottles are used for beer, wine, and mead. Mead is one of the new recipes made with honey.
Yep. That's one of the drinks that
Yeah,
I've been talking about since they mentioned that they were going to bring bees in.
yeah. So yeah, if you had still empty wine bottles, empty beer bottles, they are still there as being wine bottles and beer bottles. You can't use them no more. Maybe as a water container, but if you want to craft a beer or a wine now, you need a glass bottle. The old bottles are
Yeah.
not automatically converted into glass bottles. So I still have a couple of empty beer bottles in my open world. But like I said,
Yeah,
I can't do nothing with it anymore.
yeah,
That's
but it
fine
it
though.
it it also means that instead of taking up two inventory slots, they take up one.
Well, it was the same buff already anyway.
No. I'm not talking about
So
buffs. I'm
yeah,
talking
you
about
mean
inventory
yeah,
slots.
beer bottles and wine bottles is now one slot. Glass bottles,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So they'll stack in one slot as opposed to two, regardless of whatever it is you're drinking.
Next, shifted the Snow Stalker and the Arid Stalker critical hit location. Now has been firmly attached to the head, as it was incorrectly shifting without warning, making the creatures very hard to score critical hits on. I can confirm that last part.
Yeah,
I've killed several of both of these, and yeah, getting a crit shot in on them was quite hard. You know for a fact that you hit a head and still you didn't get a crit shot. Because
yeah,
apparently the critical hit location somehow moved around a bit. This now has
yeah.
been fixed.
Good, good. Because it can be extremely important to get a critical hit.
Yep, you do way more damage with a critical hit, so yeah.
You know, especially if
Also,
you're being attacked.
yeah, also if they come running up to you and you hit them in the head with a knife, it would be nice if you get a critical hit. Because
Yeah,
when
especially
they're
when you
that
know you hit.
close, they're gonna hit you as well. So yeah, you definitely
Yeah.
want to be able to hit them hard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, waterfalls and lava falls now have collision and correctly add the wet modifier respectively set players on fire. Due to this, you can now swim up waterfalls. Do you recall this one waterfall a long time ago in Styx or even Olympus? Where you
It
could
was sticks.
actually get up the waterfall. You could like
Yep.
diagonally
I,
swim
re-
up.
I remember it well. It was in the Riverlands, and we had to get from the bottom all the way back up to the top of the hill. And you said to me, "Oh, look, you can swim up this waterfall." And I do believe I used that clip in a Triple F video.
Yeah, it was like one waterfall not too high, but now you can swim up basically all waterfalls. And we have a couple of very high waterfalls in Styx. So
Hmm.
next time we play Styx, we might want to test this out on a couple of high waterfalls.
Yeah, the waterfalls we usually jump off of.
Yeah, and also waterfall coming out of the mountain. If you can swim up there, you might be able to reach places you couldn't reach before, unless you had to build a ton of ramps.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's going to make moving about in the Riverlands a hell of a lot easier
Oh
because
yeah,
it used to take us absolutely. I mean, it would take us 5 minutes to get away from the base. It would take us like half an hour to get back to it because
yeah,
we had to take the long way round.
yeah. Now if you can swim up to waterfalls, that's gonna be a big help.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay, next. Added the missing recipe for the Brutalist bed for the Industrial DLC. It is now craftable as intended. Uh, I had noticed there was no Brutalist bed. I did not know it was intended to be there. This means I'll have to craft one in my open world to basically complete the furniture of the Brutalist chamber.
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
I'm not sure there is an industrial bed either though.
There was because when we go through the outpost, you know the the DLC purchase bit. When you bring up that picture, I'm pretty sure there's a bed in that.
For the industrial one? I don't know. I don't think I've crafted it. I will have a
No,
look
not for
if I
the
don't forget.
industrial one, the other one.
Art Deco, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've put Art Deco beds in the bedroom in the open world because they give the best buffs to date.
Yeah, yeah.
And the last notable improvement, dehumidifier buffs now correctly affect objects and can now block the ash-clogged debuff caused by weather events in the volcanic biome. So now if you have a base in the volcanic biome, every time there was this ash storm or something, all your crafting benches slow down by 50%.
Hmm.
Now you all you need to do is put a dehumidifier in your base, close to your benches. So not the air conditioning, but the dehumidifier, and it
Hmm.
will prevent the benches within its aura, its area of effect, will prevent them from getting the ash clogged debuff.
Oh, look.
Yeah, that's something different.
Yeah, we know. We know. Yeah, a little Freudian slip there, maybe. Hmm.
No, not really.
Yeah, there's a good image there of a swarm of bees.
Yep, it's a swarm of bees indeed. A couple of
He
tier 2 beehives. I see here at the tier 3, or is it tier 4? Tier 4 extractor, I think. The thing in the middle, I'm not sure. I don't recognize that object, that mesh.
hmm. Welcome, Michael. It is definitely Friday.
Hey,
Friday,
Michael.
and we do have mead on the way. Excelente. Michael gets our first medal tonight. Well done. We'll have to get you a bigger medal board.
Right,
Oh,
now let's talk a little bit about the new wild bees, shall we? No one is snowed in? No snow here,
no,
Michael?
no snow here yet. We are expecting another snow bomb at the end of the month. It is due to arrive between the 30th of January and the 1st of February. And instead of lasting the original 6 days, it's now supposed to last for 14. So, yeah, really not looking forward to that. Work sucks in the snow. It really, really does. I'm surprised last week that I got the van half the places I had that thing. Oh my God, it was horrendous. Moving swiftly on.
Right,
Back to the patch notes.
wild bees. Now, prospectors, gear up for a buzzing addition to the ever-evolving world of Icarus. Introducing the latest inhabitants of the wilderness, the bees. Now, these winged wonders bring both challenge and a reward to your exploration, making encounters with nature a bit more interesting. True. So, we have beehives in forests and grasslands. Keep a sharp eye out for what appears to be a broken tree, a disguise for the wild bees' nests. These nests are uncommon, but can prove to be formidable foes if left unchecked. Once disturbed, these aggressive bees will swarm, delivering a painful sting that not only deals damage, but also inflicts a parasitic debuff known as bee swarm. This debuff slows down your movement and melee attacks, and beware as it can stack up to 5 times. Now, immune to projectiles, the only way to fend off the buzzing onslaught is to swat it away with melee weapons. Destroy the wild bee's nest and you will be rewarded with loot including precious items such as honeycombs, worker bees, and if you're lucky, queen bees. Now, you only can get rid of them by melee attack, and their debuff is a slowdown of your melee attack. This debuff stacks up to 5 times, so yeah, that can be interesting, especially if you have multiple beehives close together.
Yeah, and that almost that's counterproductive.
The bees protect themselves, so I like this actually.
However, I do like the fact that it says swat it away with melee weapons,
Fireworker
right?
ain't gonna work.
Pardon me?
Fireworker ain't gonna work.
No, a knife is a melee weapon.
Yep. A knife, a pickaxe, an axe, a spear.
Hmm.
Just not throwing knives and not javelins, but the normal knives you keep in your hand and the spear
Yeah,
you keep in your
yeah, yeah,
hand. Yep.
yeah, yeah,
A sickle.
yeah. Hammer.
Hammer doesn't do damage.
Okay. Uh,
So
okay.
yeah. So Caro, for example, has a character specs fully into knives, and he swings his knife fast. So that's a good one. Uh,
Oh,
my
I
character
just had,
are more specialized into mining, so they do swing the pickaxe decently fast. However,
yeah,
my knife is still faster, so I'm going at the beast with a knife. I can do with a
yeah,
pickaxe though. Yeah,
yeah.
spear is a slow weapon, so yes, you can use a spear to get rid of the bees, but it will be slower.
Mm-hmm.
The damage will be more though, so it's a bit of a trade-off. Spears you can attack them slightly longer range, but they will be flying towards you, so you can hit them once, and then if you don't kill them right away, they still can get the debuff on you, which means your next step with the spear is going to be even slower. Keep
Yeah,
that in mind.
yeah. That's not so good. But I did have a thunk here, right? In real life, right?
Hmm.
Anybody who keeps bees, right, knows that you calm the bees with smoke, right?
Uh,
You
you don't
you
really
can't,
call them as such, but yeah, I know what you mean.
right? Yeah, they use it to temper the bees.
Well, basically, bees say, hey, there's smoke, so there is fire. So stop attacking our enemies and let's go back and try and protect the nest and the eggs and everything.
Yeah. So if you can use smoke IRL to temper the bees, would a smoke grenade work in the game?
You're not the only one who came up with that idea. Unfortunate, the answer, as far as I've seen so far, is no.
That's a shame.
The same would be like hit them with a torch.
Because isn't that a
Torch, by the
melee
way, is
weapon?
also a melee weapon, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember how I clobbered a rabbit to death
Yeah.
a long time ago with a burning torch?
Oh yeah, pre-cooked bunny.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that will work as well. Now these broken trees, they stand out in the grasslands.
Mm-hmm.
However, they're gonna be way harder to spot in a forest.
Well, yeah.
Just keep a sharp eye out, or keep an ear out.
Well, yeah,
You
yeah.
will hear them.
I would have thought that there would be an audio cue.
Yeah, there is the
Um,
buzzing of the bees.
yeah. Um, the other thing was that in the forest you also have um like half trees anyway, like you'll get
Hmm.
half a tree stump.
Yeah. So the dead
So
trees, they look a bit different, but they will blend in way more in a forest. I can tell you that already.
already. Okay.
I've seen the dead tree in the grasslands and was like, yeah, okay, this is very clearly standing out very clearly. But I can definitely see how it blends in way better in the forest.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Alrighty.
The other type of
I'm
nest is for the cave beehives.
I'm gonna highlight both those sentences because I need to go and grab a drink. I'll
Yeah.
be right back.
So venture deeper into Icarus' various caves, where a new challenge awaits. Some of the caves are now infested with cave bee nests, resembling more traditional wild beehives. These subterranean sanctuaries house bees that are just as fierce as their above-ground counterparts. The diverse environments, ranging from forest and deserts to swamp, lava and grassland caves, ensure that any part of the map could house these new nests. Unless you notice that Arctic is missing here. I don't know whether or not they will be in Arctic caves. One could say Arctic is gonna be too cold for them. But other than that, forest, desert, swamp, lava, grasslands, yeah. And I've encountered bees in grassland caves, lava caves. Uh, I have not checked. I have not checked any swamp caves yet. But yeah, Prometheus definitely has them in lava and grasslands. Now prospectors might find themselves encountering not only bee-filled caves, but also other subterranean threats like cave worms. So brace yourselves for dynamic cave exploration, where each dark corner may hold a different surprise. So you use your bow and arrow to take out the cave worms, and then you have to switch back to your knife to kill the bees coming at you, and then all of a sudden a cave worm pops back up again, and then you. So yeah, gonna be more interesting. Also, something I've noticed. You know how the shield, if you have the shield on your back and you get spat on by a cave worm, you
Yep.
will lose stamina. Your stamina will drain.
Yep.
So instead of protecting you from physical damage, the shield drains your stamina. The same goes for bee stings. You have a shield on your back, it will drain your stamina. Keep that in
Ah.
mind. So best is to make it a habit of taking your shield off your back when you enter a cave. Now,
Uh,
not all caves have beehives.
uh, can
Not
can I ask you to backtrack a little bit because your audio cut out when you were saying you were talking about taking your shield off, presumably before you go into a
yeah,
cave.
yeah. Make it a habit before going into a cave. Take off your shield, because if you run out of stamina, you can't do anything against the cave worms anymore. So they keep spitting you, keep poisoning you. Bees keep attacking you. You can't do anything against that anymore. You can't run out no more. You have to walk out and
Yeah.
all the way to the end of the cave. You will be spat on and stung by bees. And so yeah, I have died due to this before. So
Yeah.
just as a word of
It's
warning.
not fun.
It was interesting. And now I know it's actually being caused by the shield, and I have tested this quite extensively. Going into caves, let worms spit at me both with and without shield, and I can confirm it is the shield. I did the same with the bees as well. It is the shield, which is gonna be a stamina drain when you have the bee swarm debuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, switch back between worms for between bow for the further away worms because they do the range attack, the spitting,
Yeah.
and your melee weapon of choice. Let's just say knife because it's the fastest swinger for the
Yeah.
bees.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
making spelunking a bit more interesting, definitely.
Yeah.
You no longer can walk in with a bow at the ready and just shoot at the cave worms as they pop up. You now might have to swap between weapons,
That's going to be interesting.
but fun.
Yeah. Caves suddenly became an awful lot more dangerous.
You remember the first time cave worms popped up?
Oh God, yeah.
During the beta weekends, there were no cave worms. Beta weekends. Then when it went live, when Icarus went live, all of a sudden there were cave worms. That was a surprise.
Yeah, well, think about it, right? We'd been playing Icarus for 14 weeks
Yeah. So you were,
before it went live,
yeah,
so we had become used to going into the caves and mining all the
yeah,
ore and dragging it back
yeah.
home
You
because
just
it
run
would take
blindly.
forever.
You run blindly into the cave. You start mining, and then all of
Yeah,
a sudden the cave worms pop up. You're like, what the heck? Run!
yeah, yeah. I remember the first cave you know that I ventured into, once the game went live, and it was quite an unpleasant surprise, I will be honest. But
It was a nasty, though in retrospect, nice surprise.
yeah, yeah. I mean, nobody was prepared for that. I mean,
Nope.
we just ran into the cave and everybody had the pickaxes out, and we just let hell for leather, just mined the entire lot and hauled it home.
Ah,
And then the cave went live, and you knocked out you knocked out the crouch hole that we do, and suddenly you're getting you hear this noise, and it's like, what the heck is that? And
yep.
everybody just ran.
Like
I
I
mean,
said, in
obviously,
retrospect, it was fun.
yeah. Oh
It
yeah.
made it
it,
definitely way more interesting.
oh yeah. And when you need to get into a cave and you're a level, I don't know, 12, level 12 character, and you've got this unknown thing screeching and spitting at you,
Yep.
it became quite a challenge, you know. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Anyway,
It was a
let's
nasty
yeah.
but nice surprise, I can say
Yeah.
that.
But let's continue, shall we?
Yes, for
So
sure.
this week we have
Let's.
the beehive loot. Three things you can loot from beehives. You can loot worker bees. Encountering worker bees is a common occurrence when raiding Wild Hive, constituting a guaranteed drop of 100%. These hard-working insects play a pivotal role in your beekeeping endeavors. Once acquired, you can strategically place them within your beehives to generate honeycomb, a highly valuable resource for your survival and progression in Icarus.
Ooh.
Uh, honeycomb, you need honeycomb to craft the beehive and some of the upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
And you can turn honeycombs into wax and honey. And the honey you
Yep.
need for a couple of
Mead.
recipes. I've looked through the recipes. There are one of two interesting recipes. Not interesting enough for me to change my diet, but definitely interesting. And a couple of them where I'm like, yeah, especially when I'm playing in my tier 4 open world, I'm not even gonna bother making those. So, a highly valuable resource for your survival and progression in Icarus, the honeycomb. Big words.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's continue. Queen bees. The elusive queen bees add a royal touch to your loot, occasionally discovered in wild hives with a 33% chance. Now, these majestic beings not only contribute to honeycomb generation within beehives, but they also hold a special place in beehive breeding centers. Placing queen bees in these centers unlocks the ability to produce additional worker bees, fostering the growth of your buzzing population. Yep,
Okay. So that's how you grow.
your own bees. Yep.
Yeah.
And the third resource you can get from the beehives is the honeycomb. The coveted honeycomb is the golden prize found within beehives, serving as the cornerstone of your apicultural pursuits. Harvested from beehives, this sweet treasure not only fuels the creation of your own beehives, but also acts as a primary ingredient in various upgrades and crafting recipes. Harness the power of the honeycomb to expand your base and thrive amidst the challenges of Icarus. Let me see, anything about... Okay, this will come in later. Okay. A bit more of this honeycomb will come later in this patch notes. So let's not talk about it too much right now.
Yeah.
Keep in
Yeah.
mind, you need to loot a couple of wild beehives to gather the honeycombs needed to craft your very first own beehive. And you need either worker bees or queen bees in your beehive to produce your own honeycombs. So you have to
It's a progressional
go out
thing.
first, yes.
Yes.
Go out and hunt down some beehives. Basically, you go towards the beehive, you get too close, the bees start attacking you, you take out the bees, and then you destroy the beehive before it spawns more bees. Once destroyed, you can then loot the beehive.
Okay. Is it possible to take the beehive out from a distance?
The beehive, yes. The bees, no.
Yeah, but all you've got to do is destroy the hive.
Yeah, and then you need to go to the hive to get the loot. However, there are the bees.
Yeah, but you can. I mean, what I'm saying is you can take the destroy the hive from a
Yeah,
distance
yeah.
and then like take a tonic and go and kill the bees.
Take a tonic ain't gonna help. You might.
Why
So
not?
this the bee swarm debuff is a parasitic one. So what you could
Yes,
try is take
anti-parasitic pill.
the blue pill or the purple pill. Which one? You could do that indeed.
It's green. It's green.
No, green
The
is
anti.
anti-poison.
Okay.
I know that for a fact. You use it when you go fight sandworm because he's spitting poison.
The purple one is for this is for the cave worms.
Yeah. Not for the cave worms, the cave debuff and the cave long.
So that's an antibacterial then.
I don't know, antibacterial or anti-parasitic. I'd have to check in game. The cave worms
Um.
is poison, so you can take a green pill, so you don't get poisoned by the cave worm spits. Cave worm debuff and the cave long debuff.
Is
That
that
is the
yeah?
purple.
That's the
That's the
purple one.
purple. Yeah.
Yeah.
So domestic beehives. Prepare to enhance your base building prowess with the introduction of the beehive, a deployable structure boasting not just one, but 4 upgrades. From honey
Ooh.
production to resource management, these upgrades will allow you to improve and expand your new beekeeping hobby. So we start out with the basic beehive, the tier 2. Workbench
Made in the
craftable,
crafting bed. Yeah.
the workbench crafting bench is the honeycomb generator. So embark on your apicultural journey with the beehive. This deployable allows you to use worker bees or queens as a fuel to generate precious honeycomb. They act as a fuel, they get used up. Keep that in mind. Constructed using a combination of 10 honeycombs. There you go, you have to first acquire those by destroying and looting wild beehives. 30 refined wood. So you're talking about tier 2 again, carpentry bench. 25
Mm-hmm.
copper nails, anvil tier 2, copper
Yeah.
tier 2.
Yeah.
While producing honeycomb, the beehive will also provide a buff to nearby crop plots, increasing their yield.
Due
It
to
does this,
pollination.
yeah, it does this in a 4x4 crop plot square. So 2 on each side.
Yeah, so you can put them in amongst your crop plots
Yeah,
so that you A, feed the bees and they then in turn pollinate the crops
yeah.
and increase the yield.
So it is a 4x4. Well, basically a 5x5 square if you take the middle one out and put a beehive in there.
Yeah.
It might be, but I don't think so. 6x6. I don't think, but it might be. I'll have to do a bit more testing there. Like place them next to a row of crop plots and see how many crop plots wide it will actually pollinate. I
Yeah.
know for a fact it is doing a 2x2, but I have my crop plots in my greenhouse all set up in groups of 4, and if I put a honeycomb between them, like the block of two wide to the one side and a block of 2 wide to the other side are being pollinated, then there is an empty space, walkway, and then there's the next crop plot. Those next crop plots are not being pollinated. So it might
Okay.
be 3x3, sorry, 3 on each side. So basically a 7x7. I don't know.
Yeah.
Definitely not a 9x9. So 4 on each side is a no.
Yeah.
Now, when you have crafted and placed the beehive, the first upgrade you can do is the small beehive expansion in tier 3 machining bench. This is a storage and efficiency upgrade. You basically increase the storage, the slots where the honeycombs are being placed in. You increase the storage by 50%, you get an extra row. Also
Okay.
efficiency upgrade. I think it means, yeah, it does. So it's actually said in the second line here. So feeling the need for more storage space in your beehive, upgrade to the small beehive expansion and unlocks 6 additional inventory slots, 1 row. Now this upgrade also makes worker bees more efficient, increasing the time they can be active as a fuel source. So normally they last like 30 minutes, a bee with this expansion they last 40 minutes, something like that. I don't know the
Mm-hmm.
exact numbers, but
Okay.
now this expansion itself also requires honeycombs, 15 of them. An additional 20 refined wood, 25 aluminum ingots and 10 steel screws. So not too bad.
Okay.
With increased storage capacity, you can efficiently manage your resources and bee-related items while navigating the challenges of Icarus. Yeah, the beehive doesn't fill up that quickly no more. Cause extra
Good.
slots.
Yeah. Good.
So you come back and you get like, how much do they stack? 25 honeycomb. So instead of 12 times 25, which is 300, you can now hold 450.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Another tier 3, uh, but this is actually an interesting one. Another tier 3 expansion, upgrade, whatever, is the worker bee generation. Take your beekeeper skills to the next level with the Beehive Breeding Center. This upgrade allows queen bees to produce worker bees, which then can be used as fuel in the honeycomb generator.
Mm-hmm.
So queen bee allows queen bees to produce worker bees, expanding your bee population. Invest in this advanced feature by spending, here you go, 16 platinum sheaths. Not that bad.
Ouch.
Not that bad. There's 4 platinum ingots. It's fine.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
10 steel
Okay.
screws. Well, you should have those by the dozens already. But also 20 beeswax.
Okay. So where's the beeswax made? Pestle and
Exactly.
mortar? Pestle.
Exactly. Unfortunate, I have not found this one in the pestle and mortar and pestle. In pestle and mortar. No.
Herbalist bench?
I'd have to check that one.
Maybe the cooking station?
Nope.
No?
Nope. I will tell you in a
Bees.
I will tell you in a bit how I managed to get a beeswax, yeah?
Okay.
Right, next expansion, tier 4, Fabricator. Further storage and efficiency enhancement for the large beehive expansion. Feeling the buzz for even more storage? Upgrade once again with a large beehive expansion, unlocking an additional 6 inventory slots. As with the small expansion, this one also further increases the bee's efficiency. The storage expansion requires 20 honeycombs, 2 titanium plates, which is, I believe, 3 ingots for a plate, so 6 ingots, and 20 steel screws. So all in all, not too bad.
Not
The
too bad indeed.
titanium might be a bit harder to come by, but
Hey, if you've got a thumper going, it's not that hard to
yeah.
come by.
If you're at tier 4 already, titanium should be reasonably easy to get. So
And you should already have some in storage.
preferably yes. And then there is the beehive extractor at tier 4. Automatic honey production. Automatic honey production.
Yeah. Here's where the
Transform
automation comes in.
honeycomb into valuable honey and beeswax
Ah,
with the beehive extractor.
okay.
So basically, I built the tier 4 expansion in order to get the materials to make the tier 3 expansion.
Yeah, that's a bit backwards, isn't it?
That's what I thought.
I mean, you can't make the tier 3 expansion without beeswax, and you can only make beeswax if you've already got the tier 4 honey production.
In other words, people who haven't stepped up beyond tier 3, who are still at tier 3, they can make the beehive, they can make the small beehive expansion. However, they cannot make the tier 3 beehive breeding center because they need the tier 4 beehive extractor.
Yeah. So no more working bees. Yeah.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So you'll have
I
to get them
hmm.
from wild beehives.
Yeah,
Not
so
too hard, huh? But okay. Now this advanced upgrade, the BF extractor, this advanced upgrade requires an active power connection within the beehive. When you place the beehive itself, the tier 2, it already tells you like, hey, I'm gonna need 500 power. Well, you don't need it for the tier 2 honeycomb generator. You don't need it for the tier 2 beehive. You don't need it for the tier 3 expansions. You don't even need it for the tier 4 expansion. You don't need it for the tier 3 beehive breeding center. You do need it for the tier 4 beehive extractor. So,
okay.
but 500 power should be fine. It's like a quarter of a water wheel.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like 10% of a solar panel. So, yeah. Now, you have to invest 30 copper wires, piece of cake, 2 titanium plates, again 6 titanium ingots, the same as for the beehive, large beehive expansion. You should have titanium by now. 15
Yep.
glass, not too bad, and 8 electronics, shouldn't be too hard either. And then you'll
Yeah.
have an automated factory line working around the clock. Now, I did check, right? I was like, how automatic is automatic here?
Mm-hmm.
Here are some numbers. So the queen bee produces 0.05, yeah, uh, worker bees per minute, right?
Okay, so five minutes and you get another worker bee.
20 minutes for a worker bee.
20 minutes, yeah.
20 minutes for a worker bee, it's fine. Even the tier 2 beehive doesn't last the bees last longer than 20 minutes to make a honeycomb. So you can keep up with the beehive breeding center with even the basic beehive.
Mhm.
So that should be fine. Thing is, uh, I put it all in place, started everything up, went out for a hike. I had 5 bees in the beehive. I had a queen bee in the beehive breeding center. So after a while I came back. I had like 2 bees left in the beehive.
Mhm.
No, I put 3 in. So I had 2 left in the beehive, and I had 2 worker bees in the beehive inventory. Not in the fuel slot, but in the inventory.
Right.
I have to leave it alone for a bit longer to see uh, whether it's proper fully automated, because that would mean that if the bees from the fuel slot empty out, it should take bees from the inventory.
Yeah, that would make sense.
If it does not do this, it's not fully automated.
No, it's partially automated.
Some more numbers. Every minute you produce 1 honeycomb. You can
Right.
in the beehive. A beehive produces 1 honeycomb per minute.
Okay.
The beehive extractor produces 2 honey and 2 beeswax out of 2 honeycombs per minute. So 1 honeycomb turns into 1 honey and 1 beeswax. It can
Mhm.
do this twice a minute, which is twice as fast as the beehive can produce honeycombs. So basically your extractor is idle half of the time. And if you want honeycombs, you have to like turn off the beehive extractor. Luckily it has this button. If you open up the inventory of the beehive, it's like one big item with multiple slots and things and stuff, and progress bars and stuff. There is a button there which you can use to turn off the extractor, which you need to do if you want honeycombs.
Okay.
So if you want to produce both honeycombs and beeswax and honey, you have to have at least 2 beehives. One with an extractor and one without.
Yeah. Okay.
So keep that in mind if you want to go for like, I want all the honey and all the beeswax and all the honeycombs.
Yeah.
As long as you're still expanding your apiary, you need honeycombs. Once that's done, you don't really need the honeycombs no more. Talking about
Okay.
mortar and pestle, I believe you can turn honeycombs into honey only in the mortar and pestle, and not into, but definitely not into beeswax.
Okay.
So, this week, honeycomb, honey, and beeswax. Now, honeycomb can be used at the mortar and pestle to create honey or beeswax. It says here. However, it was not in my crafting list for some reason or the other. I might have overlooked it. Uh,
Blueprint.
no, I didn't see a blueprint for it. I saw a blueprint for the honey. Didn't see any for the beeswax. I might have
Okay.
overlooked it. Don't get me wrong, it can happen.
Okay.
But anyway, it does this at a ratio of 2 to 1. It can, however, also be processed into honey and beeswax in the beehive extractor upgrade at a ratio of 1 to 1, making the tier 4 beehive extractor far more efficient. True, you get twice as much honey and beeswax.
Mhm.
Now, all of the new resources can be used in some new and exciting recipes, including medicine. Okay, this I'll have to check those medicines with the honeycombs. Okay.
Mhm.
Cured leather, beeswax into cured leather. Food, then we're talking about the honey. And
Mhm.
candles, beeswax. So either beeswax or animal fat. So there's another use for beeswax. A quick
Yes.
breakdown is shown below. So on the left side, The top one is the honey smoked bacon something. Honey and bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the honey and pastry. Then you have the meat. It's
Meat.
honey and berries and yeast and a glass bottle from the top of my head. And then you have like a jar of honey.
Yeah.
So then we go to mortar and pestle stuff, or mortar and pestle stuff more, not really mortar and pestle. From the honeycomb is this is some kind of cracker or something. And like you have the seed cracker you can make with the seeds, you can make a similar one with
Yeah.
honey
Yeah.
cracker.
Maybe a flapjack.
And you can use them for paint. Uh, I've made some paint for the paintings, obviously. But apparently you can also use honey for paint now. More paint recipes,
Okay.
good. This is not the green tonic though. This is more the bluish tonic. This is not the anti-poison tonic. And the purple tonic as well. So for two of the tonics, you can use the honeycomb. Beeswax, if we start at the bottom, we have the cured leather. So you
Mm-hmm.
can use the drying rack with leather and a tree sap for cured leather. You can
Mm-hmm.
now also use beeswax to cure leather. I have not looked at the
Okay.
recipe for this one though.
Okay.
Candles, like I said, either beeswax
That makes
or
that
animal
makes
fat.
total sense. Yep,
Yeah,
that makes total
yeah.
sense.
And a new building material.
Ooh.
This is a reinforced wood. You can
Ooh.
only make it in the tier 4 electric carpentry bench.
Wow.
You can't make it
Well,
in the
yeah, I
tier
mean
2
if
or other carpentry. You can only make it in the tier 4 carpentry bench. Now, reinforced wood. It's supposed to be on par, as actually mentioned below here. One of the more notably of these is the inclusion of the reinforced wood building pieces,
yeah.
craftable on the electronic carpentry bench, the tier 4 one.
Mm-hmm.
These can withstand higher tiers of storms, making them the equivalent of stone building pieces. So basically same storm resistance as stone, but you have
Mm-hmm.
the wooden look. I think I have not made reinforced wood building pieces yet, so I haven't looked
Okay.
at the mesh yet. But it looks like wood, but it is as storm resistant as stone. I did look over the recipe and it said plus 400% health, I believe. So wooden building pieces have an 800 durability.
Yeah.
At 400% you're at 4k, which is concrete durability.
Yeah.
Stone
Okay.
is 1500, I believe, something like that.
1500 to yeah, 2K, yeah, something like that.
Concrete is a 4k. I checked that. So durability wise, it's at concrete durability. Storm resistance wise, it's apparently on par with stone. So fine in tier 1 to 3 storms, tier 4, 5 storms will still damage it.
Yeah. Okay.
I've to try and remember this overview we had like months ago when they introduced the new, I believe the Scoria and Scoria. No, this was when they introduced the new weather system actually. We had
Yeah.
this quick overview like which building material can withstand which level storm,
Mm-hmm.
and like a
Mm-hmm.
slight chance of damage and like basically guaranteed damage, like no damage.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
I'll have
concrete
to
takes no damage.
yeah, I'll have to try and find that table again. It's like long time ago.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be
Okay.
interesting. I wonder. I'm tad curious what the mesh is gonna look like. I hope it is gonna be noticeably different from normal wood. Otherwise, you can't say whether it's wood or reinforced wood without taking your repair hammer. Cause then you can see it by means of durability.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Another side note here, removal of the pre-Hypatia branch. In the early stages of launching Hypatia, sorry, 4 months ago, we added this branch to Steam so people could finish their missions before they updated. Some of the missions had changed and be converted into operations. Uh, we will, however, be disabling this branch next week, the 2nd of February, as it is no longer required. 4 months ago, if you still haven't finished your mission by now, yeah, tough luck. You had 4 months to finish your mission,
Yeah.
which you started before Hypatia came out. You
Hmm.
haven't done it yet, then you most likely not gonna do it either. Obviously,
Yeah.
there in 3 or 4 weeks there will still be people like, hey, I played this game like 5 months ago. I stopped playing it for a while. I come back now, and all of a sudden my character is no longer in the mission, and all my equipment has
Has
been
been
lost.
lost.
Yep.
You-
You
Sorry,
will
dude,
also
but
have, yeah,
you've had more than enough time.
you'll always have those kind of people, and there are ways to get reimbursement for the equipment you lost. Uh, I wonder how many people I will see on Discord complaining about this. Those are usually also the people who don't read the patch notes. So yeah, you could have
Well,
known. Yeah,
yeah.
well, no, not really, because they don't read the patch notes.
Well, isn't that part and parcel of why we started doing this in the first place?
Exactly,
So
exactly.
that people didn't need to read them because we would read it to them, for them, with
Yep,
them.
exactly.
Alrighty, coming soon, we have batteries and networks, and I know you have been looking forward to this for a long time.
Yep.
We are still hard at work on the batteries and networks. We are performing a closed experimental test with a few members of the community and are looking to open this up for public testing very soon. I know you're going to be right in there.
Actually, no, I am not.
No?
I am deliberately also not participating in this closed experimental test.
Okay.
Uh, Cause sure, I could do it and stream it and stuff, but it will be quite bugged. And if I want to do a stream like the normal without bugs, I have to like restore files and move files back
Yeah.
and forth, and
Okay.
a bit of a hassle. If
Okay.
I
Fair
weren't
enough.
streaming, I might have done it though.
Yeah, that's fair enough. There are still a few crashes and optimizations we want to get cleaned up before opening it up to everyone. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've seen the communication about this. Like I said, I could have participated in this, and I'm following the communications about this, so I do have an idea of what is going on. Yeah, I can understand why they don't have it on experimental yet.
Okay. Next week they will have some new rugs for us. That correct me if I'm wrong, but that kind of looks like a buffalo
Yep,
rug.
you can also read it below.
Yeah. Next week we will be adding two new rugs to Icarus, the buffalo and the thin weave variations. These will be added as craftable items to the textiles bench and will require the individual animal pelts to craft.
Well, pelt singular, I reckon. Buffalo vestige maybe. All the other rugs need the vestiges and not the pelts, but yeah.
Yeah,
Thin weave is
yeah,
gonna be like the current weave rug. I assume just fiber.
Yeah,
I believe it's like
like
mainly fiber.
yeah, like a rattan mat.
Yeah, the ones underneath the paintings here.
Yeah. On a side note, if you like what we're doing with Icarus and want to support our continued development, consider purchasing one of our DLCs for a few dollars. It would mean a lot to us. And
And yes, there is indeed an industrial bed. It is in the image. If you hover over the industrial furniture pack, the second image.
yeah, there it is. There. Yeah. And the Art Deco one, I believe, already has a bed.
Oh yeah.
And the Outposts bundle, Holdfast and Ice Home, Tecton, Everbank,
Everbark.
Cactus, Everbark, and Cactus, and I believe Arctica.
Cactus, Tecton, Ice, Home, Everbark, Holopast? Holdfast. Oh,
Holdfast,
Holdfast.
not sure.
And the fifth one, I don't know.
Everbark,
There's always, like
Cactus.
every week, we're like, what was the fifth one? The sixth one again. Cactus is Tecton here, Ice, Home. The thing
I'm
is, like,
pretty
the
sure there's a
picture shows five. This you see like the preview thingies of five, but it actually does include six.
yeah, yeah, there is one missing.
So Arcticus, Cactus, Holdfast, Iceholm, Tecton, Everbark.
Yeah, that was it. Arcticus. Alrighty. And that brings us into the changelog. So now we're going for the new content.
Quite a bit. TLDR, bees and bee stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, Most of it. Let's quickly go through them. So some adjustments to the bee audio, more audio tweaks for the bees. Add cave bed nest and wild beehives to caves. Well, not bed nests yet. The wild beehives, yes, they are added to the caves.
Okay.
4 new honey consumables, including a recipe, modifier, and item. Move smoked bacon icon to the consumables folder. The files on disk. New stats and
Mhm.
modifiers for attacks causing a bee swarm. Interesting. Adding stats to bee creature and removing poison damage. Yeah, you have the bee swarm damage, not a poison.
Yeah.
So anti-poison ain't gonna help.
Mhm.
No, adding talents, i.e. blueprints, recipes and items related to beehives, honeycomb and honey. Wild beehive nest audio. More beehive audio
Bestiary
loop.
entry.
Bestiary entry for the bees. Setting bees to core, setting a bestiary and stats for the bees. Beehive upgrades inventory only accepts specific items based on the slot. So it has like 4 slots for the upgrades, as with the contact device. However, here you can control click the item in your inventory and it will automatically put it in a slot.
Mhm.
If you add an item to the beehive through deployable, it auto adds it to the inventory. So control click basically. You
Mhm.
cannot add the tier 4 expansion without the tier 3. We are talking about not about the what was it called? Quickly scrolling up. Not talking about the breeding center. No, we're talking about the inventory expansion, the storage and efficiency upgrade. You can only
Mhm.
do the tier 4 one after you do the tier 3. Now, if you remove the tier 3 one whilst the tier 4 is in there, it will remove the tier 4 one as well. Again, this is not for the breeding center or for the extractor. This is purely the storage and efficiency expansion. Move lots for blah, blah. Bees now produce honeycomb into the beehive. Yes. some first pass generic turret fire audio. There is some info about turrets in this patch notes as well, but we'll get there. Enabled beehive generator and bees can now be used as fuel. Yes, yes. Again, add cave beds, nests and wild beehives to the caves. We have had that one before.
Yeah.
But there it was DC caves and LC caves. This one is for the AC caves.
Yeah.
Arctic. No, not A for Arctic. Because then I don't know what the D and the L are for.
Desert and lava.
Oh yeah. So yeah, maybe Arctic caves do have beehives. I'd have to check out some Arctic caves then.
Okay.
Updating beehive actionable behavior to use real items. Okay. Updating the honeycomb generation to match the same way the extractor works. Sure. Updating beehive inventory expansion to expand and lock the inventory when the upgrades are being added or removed. Yeah, so add the rows or remove the rows. Small beehive loop, add beehive bestiary. Add bee making honeycomb audio any events. Yes, you can hear it, like the sound when it finishes creating the honeycomb.
Beehives can now produce honeycomb. The extractor upgrade can split honeycomb into honey and beeswax, and the breeding upgrade can also produce more bees.
Added and
Added,
adjusted.
adjusted the UI so it's all functional. Good, good.
So, beehive.
Added worker bee item.
Balancing the beehive
Queens
extraction
now,
process breeding times.
yeah, queens now produce worker bees in the breeding center, or workers or queens can be used to generate honeycomb. Queens being more efficient,
Yeah,
far more efficient.
so as soon as you have a decent amount of queen bees collected from wild beehives, you can start putting them in the as fuel in the beehives to produce honeycomb. So at that point, maybe they will produce 2 honeycombs per minute. Basically producing them in the same rate as the extractor processes them. Maybe, I don't know, I'd have to check. Add additional collider to bee creature to make it easier to hit. Yeah, they're not the easiest ones to hit, but then again, not the hardest either. This one, cave beehives now last 5 minutes after being destroyed, instead of 5 seconds. Yes, I've seen this on experimental, like you destroy the hive, you had to like straight away loot it, otherwise it was like gone, including the
Yeah.
loot. No, you
So not
destroy it and
not
then you have 5 minutes to get up there and actually loot the thing.
yeah. So before you couldn't shoot it with an arrow from a distance because you didn't have time to get there, and now
You
you
could,
can
yeah,
because
you
you
could
do.
still shoot it from a distance, but you wouldn't be there in time to grab the loot.
Yeah,
Now you are.
that's a big
Yeah.
difference. Also very helpful.
Oh yeah. So wild tree beehives now despawn after 5 minutes once the player has moved at least 15 meters away. Previously, it stayed there until you were 150 meters away and then instantly disappeared. So if you kept walking around in a rather small area, you would never get any new beehives.
Yeah.
So this has been modified now. Go away
hmm
at least 15 meters and then stay away for 5 minutes and then the beehive will despawn.
Yeah. So in other
Yeah,
words, if you don't hear it and find it in 5 minutes, you're sorted.
yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
So adding missing code for the new aura code. This has to do with how the dehumidifier now properly prevents the ash clogging for the benches in its radius, as mentioned below this one. Fixing issue with auras where they could not affect objects, as in some cases they were supposed to. This should fix the issue with crafting machines being affected by the lava biome ash debuff when in range of a dehumidifier. Add a beehive modifier, so crops around the beehive will have increased yield when the beehive is producing honeycomb. Yes, you have to have a worker bee or queen bee in the beehive before you get the beehive modifier. As
Yes.
a little bee icon.
Yeah, little point in making a beehive if you're not actually going to put any bloody bees in there.
You can already put it down and then wait for your breeding center to produce more worker bees to put in the beehive.
Or if you're being a homebody whilst your companions go out and hunt and do all this kind of stuff, then you could have one ready for when somebody brings one home.
Yeah, in case your teammate survives the hunt for bees, you have a place. You have already made a place for them to put it in. True.
Yeah. Um,
Fix the issue where the tier 4 expansion was placeable without the tier 3, which looked very odd because then you had like a gap in the middle. Because the model actually changes. You have like the beehive, tier 3 expansion goes on top of it. Tier 4
okay.
expansion goes on top of the tier 3 expansion. Now if you can place a tier 4 one without placing the tier 3, you have the beehive, gap, then tier 4 expansion. Looks very odd.
Yeah, that kind of doesn't work,
Yeah.
almost.
By the way, the breeding center and the extractor go to the side. Keep that in mind when you place your beehive. Uh, they will be placed
Let,
on top of an
let,
empty crop lot, no problem, but it doesn't look nice.
okay. Left hand side or right hand side?
One on the left hand, one on the right hand. Tier
Okay.
3 is going on the left hand, so the breeding center, and tier 4, the extractor, goes on the right hand side.
Okay.
Fixed issue where the breeding device was unable to be placed without the tier 3 expansion upgrade. Now you can put it in without the tier 3 expansion upgrade. This one connects with a pipe to the tier 2 beehive. The tier 4 extractor though connects with a pipe to the tier 3 expansion. The connection is higher.
Ah, okay.
I think it connects to the tier 3 expansion. It's definitely higher. Here's something I haven't tested yet. Add the ability to feed tamed creatures honey and honeycomb. So you have a gazillion beehives. You have no idea what to do with the honey and with the honeycombs. Just give it to your tames.
Hmm. Well, yeah. Nice glossy coat. Or feathers.
Well,
Alrighty.
don't put it in the water trough, put it in the food trough, huh? Just saying. Updated the world beehive description. The honeycomb description been updated to mention mortar and pestle and beehive extractor as the methods for acquiring honey and beeswax. I'm gonna have
Mm-hmm.
to check again the mortar and pestle for the beeswax though. Because I can't really believe that no one caught the fact that you needed the tier 4 item before you were able to make the materials for the tier 3. So I must have overlooked something.
Well, we've kind of had that before because we had it with the lantern, if you remember. You could make a glass lantern, but you couldn't because you needed the glass, which
Yep,
was a
tier
higher
2.
level.
Tier 3, sorry, the glass is tier 3. You need the concrete furnace to smelt the glass. Glassworking bench is
Yeah.
also made in
You
machining bench, so it's a tier 3. The lantern is indeed craftable at tier 2 on the workbench.
yeah.
True.
So, I mean, we've had that happen before, so but I'm surprised it happened again.
Yeah, well, I'll just double check in subsequent gameplay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Fix the recipe for the beehive extractor. Bestiary date for the bees is unlocked. Fixing the honey meat so it gives a glass bottle and not another bottle of honey meat when consumed. Endless source of honey mead.
Oh, that
Adding,
sounds
yeah,
like a nice glitch, actually. You drink a bottle, it instantly refills. Nice.
yep. I wanted to eat glass bottles because I wanted to make wine. And now I'm drunk on honey mead because I was trying to empty out the bottle.
And it wouldn't empty.
Exactly. And I had to test it proper.
Oh, wouldn't it be cool if you could actually like turn on an inebriate button so that the more mead you drink, the drunker you get? It would be interesting to see how the character
I've
plays
seen
drunk.
this at some point, I don't know in which game anymore, where if you were drinking alcoholic drinks, too much of them, it would actually affect your character.
I I have played a game in which that happens, but
Could be Valheim, could be Icarus, I don't know anymore.
actually it was Vermintide 2.
Never played that one. I think it had to be either Icarus or Valheim, like Icarus way back. Way,
Mm,
way back.
no,
Wasn't
I
this
don't
during the
remember.
beta weekends or early weeks? There was such an...
Mm-mm.
I don't know anymore, too long ago. Anyway, adding the bee nest spawns to the forest, desert, swamp, lava and grasslands biome. Note Arctic is not mentioned here.
Okay.
Removing death signs from the bee blueprint and audio adjustments for smoother balance between idle and aggro. So if you kill a swarm of bees, you will still see them flying around, but they don't buzz no more and they don't attack no more either.
Yeah, so it becomes a physical effect to a visual effect.
Basically, yes.
Okay.
Adding final hive audio, more audio, added ability to fuel candles with beeswax instead of or either beeswax or animal fat.
Yeah.
Adding multi for bee honeycomb and honey audio playback. Queen bee loop to be reworked in blueprint tomorrow. Okay, so we'll see that one next week. Some
Okay.
queen bean loop. I don't know. As a text for honey food. I'm committing missing honeycomb bar. Okay, so the not the seed cracker, basically the honey variant. The seed cracker is a honeycomb bar.
Okay.
Icons for honey recipes, etc. Beer and wine glass bottles, no single glass bottle. We talked about that. Adding a reinforced wood building here. Talked about that. I still have to test this out.
Mm-hmm.
Modifying the way building reinforcement works, so it's a common starter rather than a specific one. So it can be applied to all building pieces if required without rework. Cool. So we're gonna get reinforced concrete. And here I was thinking you need to steel rebar already.
Yeah.
Wow. Adding alternate recipes for kernels use beeswax instead of animal fat. Well, it's basically the same one as just above.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fuel kernels with beeswax. We have honeycomb splitting now requires an active power connection for the tier 4 extraction upgrades. Yes. Audio location for honeycomb version. Yeah, you hear the sounds of the beehives.
Yeah.
Right. Continue the fixes. Fix
Okay.
rain reservoir missing fillable UI and hit modifier UI. This was actually in the closed test for the battery and power and the power and water network. I've
Right.
seen this one pass where there was an issue with the rain reservoirs not filling no more or something. So I think this has to do with that closed beta.
Okay.
Waterfalls and lava falls now have collision. Correctly add a wet modifier and set place on fire respectively. We've talked about it before. You can swim up the waterfalls now.
Yeah, which is going to be really interesting in the Riverlands because it
Yeah.
means no longer have to take the long way around to get back to get home.
Change the level so ice ore deposits use the spawner system, the same as the deep veins. Again, to prevent all the duplication of the ice ore deposits in one and the same place. Talked about it before.
Mm-hmm.
Rain
Yeah.
reservoir inventory fillable display now updates on a timer. I reckon it has to do with the one 3 above fixed rain reservoir missing fillable UI. I reckon it has to do there. Removed unnecessary divider and NPC carcasses tooltips modifier list. Yeah. Removed debug collider on Desert Striker. Good. Shift the striker critical hit location attached to the head was one of the notable improvements all the way
Yeah.
at the top.
Because it kept moving.
Blended cavered terrain on the cactus outposts, sure. Reduce cost of glass building pieces, talked about it before.
Yeah.
The reinforced glass still requires a water connection, so it
Yeah.
has higher starting cost, but okay. Fixed plane jerky modifier description, I didn't know it was wrong, but okay.
Okay.
Now let's quickly go through the future content.
Yep. We like the future content, but we
More
do
about the turrets.
pick and choose.
Yeah, add item hay bale. That's new. Don't think that has been mentioned in patch notes before. Hay bales.
Yeah, well, hay comes from grass and you
Yeah,
can feed it to the animals.
not currently. So
Well,
currently, if
well,
you
you
harvest
might be
grass,
able
you
to.
get fiber.
Yeah.
So are we getting a special type of grass which turns into hay if you harvest it? I don't know. Or is this just going to be a decoration item? Also a possibility.
If you harvest fiber with a miasmic sickle, you might get hay.
Actually, miasmic sickle doesn't do anything for during harvesting.
No?
No,
Then why have it?
because if you hit an animal with it, it does do the or it has a chance to do the miasmic damage and like give the miasmic debuff, basically poison debuff.
Oh, okay.
It's usable as a melee weapon. So the same for the well, actually the cold steel sickle gives you the frozen fiber. But the is an obsidian sickle? If so, I don't think it's gonna set the fiber on fire in your inventory. It will, however, give the fire attack if you attack an animal with that sickle.
Okay.
Anyway, uh, add chicken color variations.
We're getting
Not
chickens?
sure they mentioned chickens before. They might have though.
No.
Eggs and flour and buffalo milk to and with tomatoes. All we need now with bacon. All we need now is
Cheese.
pineapple. Pineapple. Well, if you have milk, you can make cheese. So all
Yeah.
we need now is pineapples to make the pizza. I
Yep.
know a lot of people are going to be like, you shouldn't put pineapple on a pizza.
Oh my God, pizza's not pizza without pineapple.
Well, there is this big controversy whether or not pineapple should be on pizza.
I'm a
Now,
definitely pizza
in
pineapple on.
Naples, there's this one very old pizza restaurant which, at some point, quite recently decided, you know what? After this, we're gonna also offer pizzas with pineapple, and a lot of people were like, "You're betraying the tradition of pizza and blah blah." And the owner's like, "Hey, you don't have to eat it,"
Yeah.
which I think is a very good uh, attitude.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway,
I was just on the pizza note there for a second. Um I like jalapenos, but they don't particularly like me. But I tend to find that I was never really a spicy person to start with. It's really only in the last, I don't know, 10 years or so I've actually preferred a bit more spice. But I do find that a pineapple along with a jalapeno just kind of tends to temper that spice a little bit. So yeah, I'm
Okay,
definitely a pineapple on person. You can't have a ham and pineapple pizza without pineapple.
exactly. Pizza Hawaii is one of the best pizzas there is.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, let's
Anyway,
continue. Limestone building pieces has been mentioned last week as well. So we're gonna get a new building material, limestone.
right, good.
Updated tags on clay, obsidian and scoria to now be item ore. So benefiting from ore weight reduction. This is good. There is the minus backpack which reduces ore weight in your inventory. This will now
Yes.
also, once this comes into production, will also affect clay, obsidian and scoria.
Is
Yay.
there not also a talent? Well, you've got the overburden
hmm
talents that you can spend,
Talent
but is there
for
not?
ore, I'm not sure actually.
I thought there was,
I don't know. I don't know.
because there's one for wood. Wood weighs less in your inventory.
Wooden building pieces,
Yeah, but
not wood itself. That's where you have the Inaris X4, which reduces the weight of wood in your inventory. Not sure if whether or not it's wooden building pieces as well, but definitely for wood. The talent is for wooden building pieces.
okay. Okay.
Some more curved stuff, so we are gonna get, it was mentioned last week for the first time, curved building pieces.
Nice.
Oh, we get a roof peak pyramid stone, being requested quite a bit. Like if you make a 3 by 3,
Mm-hmm.
right now you would have had, you have like the sloped roof. The
Mm-hmm.
middle part had to be flat.
Yes.
So the pyramid one, 4 angles, was being requested for quite a while already.
Mm-hmm.
So at least stone one is going to be there. Good. Let's see. Slightly reduce forward movement speed when mounted and turning sharply. So it's gonna slow down a bit more, okay.
Okay.
Added art assets for exotic item. Materials and texture for exotic foxes 1 to 5. We're gonna get more exotic items? Hmm, interesting.
Do you remember the exotic infused pickaxe that we got really,
hmm
really early on?
It was in one specific mission, yeah. It was an
Yeah.
amazing pickaxe with a ton of durability.
Oh my God, it was super strong. I mean, how
Yep,
many caves did we empty with the one?
a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Okay, true. I was doing the mining and I have the talent for reduce wear on pickaxes, but still, the thing had an amazing durability.
Yeah.
Like 100k or something.
Yeah. This thing just went forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Hey, entries for sheep.
Yeah. So we're getting chickens and sheep.
Wool. Hmm. Okay. Cross from central crossbow. Blah blah. Updating purple exotic mesh and item icon. I don't like the new
Again.
mesh. I don't like the new mesh. I prefer the previous one. It's way darker now.
Yeah.
This is like the exotic, the mind exotic thing.
Mm-hmm.
So not the node in the cave. This is still the same, luckily. But the
Yeah.
mind exotics is way darker now. I don't like it. But that's me.
I actually preferred the new look. I prefer this look to the old look.
The current one?
Yeah.
You haven't seen it yet, have you? Or have you played already today?
No.
So you haven't seen the new one yet. It's future content, but it is already in effect.
Oh, okay.
I noticed it earlier this afternoon.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Well, I like the one that we had last week.
Yeah, yeah, I prefer that one as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, this,
Even
like I
yes,
said, that's
even
me.
yesterday. Even yesterday.
Oh,
Okay. Bit more for turrets. We've got blueprints, recipes, and item setup
trophy
meshes.
Centrum Brazier, the hanging one and the big one. So Centrum
Okay.
Trophy is gonna be coming, and you can use it to make a Centrum Brazier. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you have two variants of it. So a hanging brazier, that's gonna be new.
Yeah.
Adding shotgun rifle turret audio. So you the shotgun audio and rifle turret audio, or different ammo types for turret. I believe what I mean is different ammo types for the turret,
Yeah, I
based
would have
on
assumed that.
based on stuff that is in the future content. I don't
Yeah,
see it
because we
right
don't have
now,
the turrets yet.
but I believe there was something here talking about multiple ammo types in turret. So,
Okay.
well, actually a couple of bullet points down. Yes. So
Yep.
shotgun and rifle turret audios, both for the turret audio. Meaning the turret can set it to fire shotgun shells or normal shells. Now, if you can do shotgun shells and normal shells, there is a possibility you can have it shoot out explosive shotgun shells, normal shotgun shells, explosive bullets, fire bullets, armor piercing bullets, normal bullets. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Wow.
If that's indeed the case, that's going to be molto bene.
Oh yeah, that's going to be some super kick-ass turrets.
Explosive shotgun
Although
shells all around.
it might maybe not be so great to be firing exploding shotgun shells because you likely do damage to the building you're trying to protect.
Depends on the field of fire of the turret.
Yeah, this is true.
Add
Okay.
ammo out of ammo audio for the turrets. Blueprint behavior to play different sounds based on having ammo versus removing running out. Creating
Mm-hmm.
bullet impacts event for the turrets. Oh yeah. Added two items with two variants. Centrum Trophy Braziers and Centrum Trophies.
Okay.
Now you're saying something. Trophies multiple variants. I never tried press and hold R for radio on a trophy.
No.
Huh. Okay. So I'll have to pick up a trophy and press and hold R, see if it does something.
Hmm.
Anyway, yeah, turret prototype fire multiple projectiles depending on ammo type, e.g. shotgun shell. Yes. I'm so gonna load it up with explosive shotgun shells. Oh, trust me.
Oh, I do.
There will be one big ongoing explosion there. Oh, I'm so gonna love it. My frame rate
Yeah.
is gonna
And
tank to 0.00000111001 frames per second, but hey, who cares?
I mean, there's one really good thing for me about these turrets.
They auto aim.
Well, not just that. You can't tell them to aim for me.
That's what you think. Anyway,
Oh,
so turret will require power to operate. By the way, just saying.
oh, well, yeah, that kind of makes sense
Uh,
right
so
there.
sugarcane is being mentioned again with 5 growth stages and a dead stage. Stage.
Yeah. Oops.
5 growth stages. Huh.
Don't
All
they
the
normally have
current
10?
stuff in the crop plot have
10.
2 stages. Like if
Eh?
just planted and if fully grown in the crop plot.
Oh no, 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 no. They do have an in-betweener. They usually have an in-betweener.
No. So you plant it and then it stays like that up until the time it's ready to harvest, and boom, it's like the fully grown version.
Okay. Hey, it's me again. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you. How
Here's
are
me
you
again.
doing, bud?
Uh,
It's me says, so scanning missions will be turret.
and wood
Yeah,
fortifications.
scanning missions will be turrets and wood fortifications. In other words, the missions where you go out and scan stuff, then all you
Well,
need to do is put a turret put a turret on a
to be
corner.
honest, earlier this week I helped Carl out finishing his last Olympus missions. One of them was a scanning mission. Uh, we didn't need no turrets, no nothing. What we did is we put 2 beams in the ground diagonally on top of one another. Uh, put a floor on top of that and a little 1 by 1. Put a scanner thingy in there and let it do. Normally with a scanner, yeah, if you have to place it on the ground, wooden fortification is fine. You don't need no turrets. However, if you're gonna do enzyme geyser, their turret is gonna be handy.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, absolutely.
Because there you have like way more animals coming.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Scorpion King.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Now that would be interesting. Yeah, but he charges, so you've got
Put
to.
turrets around the edge of the rock plateau. Wind turbines slash solar panels, turrets. I don't know what the range is going to be of those turrets, but you can,
Yeah, but
if he chases you, you can lead him towards the turret, and then hope the turrets don't shoot you. But detail.
well, yeah, but you can't. You never. Well, I suppose
Scorpion versus
he's.
turrets. Oh yeah, I know, right? I know.
That's gonna. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting. But you've got to remember, I mean, we had that with poles,
Yeah, they don't
right?
work.
And
They might
uh,
work, but you shouldn't place them like in the middle of the rocky plateau. Put them on the edges.
well, yeah, but I mean, he's got a charge no matter where you are.
Yeah, but he never leaves the plateau. Once he gets close to the edge, he like dives under. Even when charging, he's stopping before the edge of the plateau. He does never
Okay,
leave the plateau.
so in that case, what you need to do is kind of get to a plateau
So
and
you go to the plateau, you put a couple of turrets at the edge of the plateau in strategic locations, and then you lure the scorpion towards the turrets.
yeah, but how close is too close though?
Where it starts curving down, around that point you can put it down. Scorpion King doesn't go that far. That's how you disengage from the scorpion. If he's chasing you and you run out of stam, you just go to the edge of the plateau and he stops chasing you.
Yeah, that's assuming you can get there before he gets you.
You should be. This is actually an interesting point. Like Carl, his character he was using earlier this week when we did his missions. One of the missions we had to kill a scorpion king as well. He had his character with all the biome buffs and everything. So he is
Mm-hmm.
faster than me. When
Yeah,
the scorpion was chasing me, I could stay ahead of it.
yeah,
When the scorpion was chasing Carl, Carl could just barely stay ahead of it. So it looks like Scorpion is not when he's charging obviously, but when he's normally chasing you, somehow adapts its speed to you.
Um, and yet I, on the other hand, couldn't keep its bloody
Nah, you couldn't keep its attention, but that has nothing to do with the fact that he was faster than you or
No,
slower.
I don't know, but you remember that time where we were trying to swap who
Yep.
who could kite him.
Yeah, but yeah, he's going for the most dangerous opponent here. Gee.
Yeah, but it's like I could not keep his attention that night.
True. But it wasn't
S-
because you were pulling away from him, no. He just kept the same distance when he was chasing you. So he was keeping the same distance with Karl, whilst Karl was faster than me. And he did not overtake me. He kept the same distance to me as well. So somehow, it looks like he is adapting his speed to the speed of the person he's chasing. So yeah, if you can reach the edge of the you just have to start running towards the edge of the plateau before you run out of stun. So not too bad.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
That's true.
let us
Not to
continue.
mention you've got potions and stuff for stamina now, so
Yeah, but you slow down whilst you take it.
yeah, this is true.
Anyway, let's continue with the patch notes, shall we? We have been at it for almost 2 hours already.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
been a
let's
while
see.
since we've had a patch notes this long, hasn't it?
Yeah. Waiting the chicken. Subsequent measures. Tidy up of the wings and legs to come. Lava fall blend on set on brazier. Fixed rotation. Sound associated with the brazier. Turret prototype. Sure, yaw that turret can turn to during highlight. So you at least can see like do I have to rotate the turret a little bit more to cover the area I want to cover.
Yeah, yeah. So
No.
it's a definite. You can definitely place it off grid.
Yeah, you can place it freely, but at least you can see the firing arc.
Hmm. Yeah,
So yeah, you can make a funnel for the animals to come through, and place a couple of turrets covering the exit of the funnel, and you're golden.
yeah. Okay. Uh,
And move to the Fort Woods
adjustments.
from tier 2 to tier 4, so only at electric carpentry bench, but we've mentioned it before as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that brings us to the end of this week's patch notes. It's been a longer one this week.
Yeah.
Well, it has for me. It would have been a longer one for you last week,
Eh,
but I couldn't make it. And just for Michael, actually, I have to kind of correct you there. I wasn't snowed in, I was snowed out because I couldn't get home. So, yeah, house was bloody freezing when I got back. Anyway. Uh, I would like to say I'm just scrolling up as I do this, so watch your eyes, peeps. I'd like to say thank you to everybody who watched and anybody who lurked and all those participated in the chat, namely Michael. And it's me again. Michael gets tonight's first medal. I'd like to say thank you very much also to Cornet for keeping on top of the Discord and keeping the peeps apprised.
well, always.
Um, we will be back next week. Well, actually, Cornet will be back with just shortly with the subsequent gameplay on his Twitch channel,
Yeah, in
so
about
you
10
can
minutes.
jump over there and catch up with this week's updates. We will see you next week on Thursday for the Prometheus operations. Are we ready to start them?
I have no idea. So It says require tech level 4. We have tech level 4, but I have no idea what in level 4. I'm not sure how many blueprint points I still have left, so sure we might be able to do the mission all but finishing it, because you need like XY to build XYZ to actually finish the mission. This one does unlock the tier 4 operation, so to say. So I reckon we have to upgrade the contact device with the tier 4 item. If we do need composites for it, then we're definitely not that far. I haven't made a material
Okay.
processor yet, and electric furnace, and power at all. So yeah, still
Yeah.
decent. But I mean, we can start the operation itself already.
Yeah. We can start and see where it takes us. And if we need to do more work, then we'll do that when the time comes.
Exactly.
Alrighty. So, again, thanks to everybody for joining. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll be back next Thursday for some more Icarus gameplay. Until then, it's good night from me,
And good night from her.
and we will see you next week. And remember, peeps, it is a dangerous world out there, so please take care of yourselves and each other. Good night.
So yeah, I'm ending this one as well. I'm gonna take a quick break, and I will be back in about 7 minutes, so half past, for some more gameplay. I will check out the beeswax in mortar and pestle, double check it. I'm definitely gonna have to have a look at the reinforced wood. At least I have beeswax making an extractor, so I should be able to do something with the reinforced wood. Uh, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do in the gameplay. Uh, anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, we do this every Friday at 21:30 GMT, going through the patch notes, discussing everything. Uh, so if you enjoyed it and you wanna uh, hear and see the same for the next patch notes, next week Friday 21:30 GMT, we will be there again with the patch notes. Uh, if you want to see more gameplay, you don't want to miss out, this is a nice follow button. I'm streaming multiple times a week. I streamed before the patch notes, we'll be streaming after the patch notes a bit again. But I'm gonna call it now, take a quick break. So thanks for being here, and I will see you around.